When this edition of my podcast airs, it is 3 o'clock p.m., and I am too young to care. So, Michael Carvelis with you guys. I'm a huge basketball fan, huge football fan, and that's basically what I talk about. I have strong opinions, and I'm ready to talk to you and unleash on Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Listen, I have Golden State in 6, and so it's not like I'm coming into this finals literally thinking that LeBron's going to do it himself. Because as we can see from games 1 and 2, he is going to have no help. I don't care what you say about Kevin Love. He has shot terribly in the first 2 games. J.R. Smith has been dreadful. Without even mentioning game 1, game 2, he was 2 for 9? And then you look at the fact that Tristan Thompson again is grabbing like 5 rebounds a game. That just cannot happen when you're the only big man on the team besides Kevin Love. Like, your job, the reason that LeBron James wanted you paid, if we're playing LeBron the GM right now, the reason LeBron James wanted you paid is because you grab offensive rebounds, you idiots. Like, I could not stress that enough. Last year, he grabbed 3 total rebounds. This year, he's grabbed like 8 in 2 games. That's not good. He should have grabbed 8 offensive rebounds in 2 games. How come in the Celtics series against Al Horford, he can do so well, but against Kevon Looney and a JaVale McGee who's only there for alley-oops, why is it that he only can grab about 8 rebounds in 2 games? That is absurd. You are a no-show. Why are you getting paid right now? As for LeBron James, he's been spectacular. 51 in game 1, 29 in game 2, and he looked exhausted. It's pathetic to me to see the Warriors not be able to contain LeBron at all. Even when he's exhausted, he still scores 29 on a bad night. And the Warriors just do whatever they want. Game 2, if I'm gonna choose not to blame the refs, I'm going to blame Coach Tyronn Lue. So I think LeBron obviously wanted to play the entire game. He played 44 minutes, and after that, the game got blown open. For those of you that said that the game was just trash, it was a blowout, look how much minutes LeBron played. That was the first 44 minutes of the entire game. It wasn't just 44 minutes here or there, here or there. It was the first 44 minutes of the entire game, and then it blew open. So the last 4 minutes, that's when it blew open. For those of you Ian McQuistons that are telling me otherwise, apparently we watched a different game. My point is that LeBron James has done everything possible, and Tyronn Lue has done everything in his power to get rid of that. Tyronn Lue literally is playing 3 characters on Kevin Durant the entire game too. And their names are no defensive Kyle Korver, washed up Jeff Green, and George Hill. Are you an idiot? Or why are you coaching this team, bro? Like, come on. Okay, so I'm sitting here watching this game, and yeah, so Kevin Love or Tristan Thompson is on Steph Curry, and they did great against Steph Curry. Steph Curry was held cold for the first 3 quarters. He just decides to shoot rainbow parking lot threes in the 4th quarter. We can live with that, Cleveland. We can live with that. Am I right? But George, what is he like, 6'2"? Kevin Durant, 6'10"? George Hill can jump as high as he can with his arms reached to the sky, and he won't be as tall as Kevin Durant. That's what it feels like right now. I don't care if he swiped it away like twice in the game. George Hill on Kevin Durant. Come on. Tyronn Lue. Come on. And not to mention, I'm not even going to mention the fact that the opening quarter, the lead was already at 10 because apparently Tyronn Lue didn't game plan for the paint. Like, the first They made like their first 7 shots and they were all dunks and layups. I mean, come on. Like, you are so bad at coaching, the opposing coach exploits your defense like that to open up a game 2 of the NBA Finals? Lord. Man, good. So I don't know what's worse, the fact that George Hill was guarding Kevin Durant the entire game, or the fact that your defense is your coaching is so bad, the opposing coach just exploits you just like by inserting JaVale McGee into the lineup. Like, that's it. We haven't even seen Andre Iguodala yet, brother. Oh my Lord. We have not even seen Andre Iguodala. And you think LeBron's tired now? Gosh. I want to talk about the NBA, the refs, because here's a little backstory. To begin the season, it was a catastrophe of refereeing. Every game, there was players getting, like, I think LeBron got ejected, or something happened to LeBron James that was, like, the first time in a while. I think he got ejected. It's like, Kevin Durant was getting ejected. Players were not able to argue anything that were clearly wrong calls anyways. And now it's showing up in the limelight in the NBA Finals. Like, you have some plays in that game where obviously game 1, the charge, that was clearly a charge, and somehow, because LeBron breathed and his body moved, somehow he was called for a blocking foul. They actually had to overturn the call. In game 2, the game is still fairly close, and 2 blatant things happen. Number 1, 6'8", 250 LeBron James is bailing down the floor on a wide open transition pass, like full court transition pass, probably from Kevin Love. And he catches the ball. Steph Curry is under his feet. And LeBron somehow keeps his balance and then stumbles to the ground. And there is no call. How in the devil, in what world of basketball, in what league of basketball, am I going to catch a basketball and literally a guy underneath me is not called for a foul? Guys, that's called invading the airspace. It's like a blocking foul, if I'm not mistaken. Come on, refs. Come on, Ken Mauer, Tony Brothers, and whoever the other guy is. Come on. Gracious. And then the other call at the other end, Steph Curry has just nailed a parking lot 3 over Kevin Love. The next time down the floor, Steph Curry gets to the corner. Kevin Love does not touch him. The replay showed that that Kevin Love did not invade any airspace. Steph Curry fell off of his own trip. And they called and won. So the fact that he made back-to-back threes that were impossible, and then they're just going to give him another free throw? Come on. God. And don't get me started on the fact that Tyronn Lue is called for a technical foul on the LeBron James play. So instead of a blocking foul and 2 free throws, it's a technical foul with 1 free throw in possession. I mean, guys, I hate blaming referees for a loss. But when you have one man against a 15-man roster, LeBron against the Warriors, and then the first 2 games, you are reversing blatant calls, and you are calling plays like that in favor of one team, it's not even fair. That's impossible. And I don't want to hear, you're just a soil LeBron fan. Well, yeah, I kind of am right now. Because you guys already have the shooting. Give us at least 1 call. It's not fair. I used to like Tony Brothers and Ken Mauer. 2 referees in the NBA Finals. And it's like they got blind after the offseason. Like, I don't know how to describe what we're seeing this year. I don't know what changed in the offseason, but this year's officiating has been garbage, refuse, terrible. There is no reason why those calls should be made in that game. And don't playoff foul me, because I'll come across the screen and slap you when you're listening to this podcast on 12-Ounce Sports Radio. Like, literally, there is no reason why James Naismith, the creator and inventor of basketball, who's dead now, creates a game based on talent alone, and people create this narrative called playoff fouls. But playoff foul? What is that? So, in other words, in the regular season, in a regular game, LeBron James can be hacked and they call a foul finally. But in the playoffs, it's just play on? What? How does that change? It shouldn't change anything. It's basketball. The reason LeBron is here in the first place is that he was getting the calls in regular season. And now you're going to call it against him? That makes zero sense. Steph Curry's not even touched, and Kevin Love goes right by him. Steph Curry lands underneath LeBron, and it's called. It's no call. Are you kidding me? Get out. Get out. That's for my Game 3 prediction. I'm sorry, I had to unleash on something that had to be a podcast. I was so mad watching that game. Now, Steph Curry, I believe, has been brilliant. Not taking anything away from him. Klay Thompson's been brilliant. It's unfair to me. These refs and Tyronn Lue being idiots. And I don't understand what's going on. LeBron James is unstoppable. He's hitting threes. He's hitting his mid-range. He's driving at will. And they're finding a way to beat him and create the narrative that Michael Jordan's better. Don't get me started on Michael Jordan being better. Michael Jordan, you think he had to deal with this crap? That's a lie. And you know it's a lie. You can't convince Michael Jordan fans otherwise, because they're fixed in their stupid little minds that LeBron James is just nowhere near Michael Jordan. That's ridiculous. This finals, LeBron James, this postseason, LeBron has been sensational. And the NBA is doing everything in its willpower to not let him win a fourth ring. Mike has 6. Can the guy have a 4th ring, please? Come on. I believe Game 3, I believe Cleveland's going to respond. They respond in Game 2. You saw how that worked out. I believe Cleveland is not done. There are Cavs fans out there. There are actual experts out there that give no chance to this Cavs team. And in the beginning of this series, I said the Cavs must control the pace, and in the first 2 games, they've done so. The final score, that's fantastic. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear that they have no chance, because in both games, they've had a chance. It wasn't for a George Hill missed free throw and J.R. Smith being an idiot. It wasn't for a blatant no calls and blatant calls. Then the Cavs would be up 2-0. And don't at me, because you know it's true. If you watch these games, you know it's true. Cavs have played perfectly, despite the challenges. That's why they're down 0-2. Because people like the refs, people like Tyronn Lue, people just don't want to give it to them, man. I don't know what it is. I'm not for conspiracies. I'm not for Golden State is just tanking it right now. Guys, Cleveland has played brilliantly, and it's hard not to blame guys like referees. I believe Cleveland's going to win Game 3. They might win Game 4 as well. LeBron James has been great. For a guy who's tired, he got 29 points and 13 assists. I believe the role players must be better. The Cavs did win the third quarter. They could have blown them out in the third quarter because the Cavs were just missing wide open threes. But LeBron James is on another level. He will at least get 1 game, maybe even 2. I'm guessing 2. This series is far from over. If this series can finally be played fairly, Cavs have a great shot to win the series. They're down 2-0, That's great. Golden State controlled home courts. Cleveland goes back to Cleveland. Those fans are not going to be there for Golden State, buddy. When you're down by 10 and you're finally making a comeback, they're not going to be there to cheer you on. They're going to be booing you and making you feel like crap. Cavs are going to be pumped up. You're not going to like it. Cleveland will at least get one game in Golden State. In Cleveland. Again, LeBron's going to be brilliant. Again, Kevin Love must shoot better. Tristan Thompson, I believe, will respond in one of these games. But he has got to be better. J.R. Smith has got to stop being full of himself. If you're missing shots, bro, stop it. Just stop shooting. Because he's a hot and cold guy. And usually when you're cold, just stop shooting. You're not going to get hot like that. Anyways, that's it for me. I think Rodney Hood should play. But anyways, follow me on Twitter at Michael Carvelis, MichaelKarvelis. I'll see you guys next time. Good to be back on the 12 ounce here. And yeah. So again, have a great day. A great Monday. And that's pretty much it for me. Peace out.